So once again, Kamen Rider Geats keeps proving itself to keep getting interesting and interestinger as each episodes go on, and episode 18 is no exception as the show keeps going in another interesting direction with its plot twists and reveals throughout the episode. So, episode 18 is called Divergence Part 2, Bravo, Jymar Ball Showdown. So, once again, we're starting a brand new game, and the hunt for the Devastator, or the Disasterer, whatever you want to call it, is still on. So, once again, the players have to figure out who the sabotager of the game is, and all fingers are pointing at Kawa throughout the episode. And we'll get to it in the review. So Geats is sort of leaning into that whole reality show aspect, as with that latest plot twist we learnt at the end of last year, and this one I love how they just basically embrace it, because we get these scenes where characters talk in front of the camera or talk to the camera, where they're in front of a dark room, and we sort of get their character bio and who they think the disaster is, the sabotager of the game is. And I really like that whole concept where it leans into what reality show TV stuff does, where you have people talking in front of the camera, getting their opinions on certain stuff. So I like that whole concept they introduced in this episode, and I wonder if they're going to do it leaning forward. But I gotta say, it's a really cool thing. So, in this episode, we start up a new game, which is Jymar Ball, and it's basically basketball, but without the dribbling, and they've got to basically throw the ball into the goal, and the further away they throw the ball, the more points they get. So, I really like that, and not only that, you also get some really cool stunt work and some really cool scenes, as characters are jumping across buildings and stuff like that. The whole area is their field, is their sort of court to play on, and anything goes. So you can use building as destruction, you can sort of use people as collateral, because people are going to run in there and save them, as we saw at Kawa, where he saves a bunch of kids and gets an upgrade. That was really cool. But one thing to note is, we sort of see the Jyamato mimicking dead players throughout the game. That's right, mimicking. I made that mistake in my last review, I do apologize, and it wasn't the panda bear, it was the polar bear guy, my mistake. So, the whole concept of this episode, I say that word again a lot, the whole concept. So, the whole eternal struggle Kawa has in this episode is he comes across the polar bear guy as a Jyamato, and it sort of trips him up as he doesn't know how to confront him because it's someone he knows. And because of this, Kawa is put up for elimination with most of the players because he's unable to explain himself with what just happened, because he's seeing someone he used to know and it's tripping him up, and it looks like he's not attacking the Jyamato and looks like that he's working with him or not trying to help the team. And he does explain the situation to Sparrow, but Sparrow fully dicks him over by saying, when Kawa tries to explain himself to the entire team, Sparrow's like, oh, I don't remember hearing any of that, you never told me any of that. Big dick move, and it makes me wonder if Sparrow is the Devastator, because Sparrow's like the smart one, he's like 2 steps ahead of everyone here and there, so because he's sort of like the smart nerdy one with the glasses, and he's sort of doing the anime push my glasses forward as I talk about my plan here and there, I wonder if it's him. Because I don't think it's Lopo, the sports girl, because she seems to be really cool so far, and she was sort of having a moment with Neon in the episode where she sort of teaches her how to play basketball and how to strategize a plan against the Jyamato. But whenever you see Sparrow, he's up to no good, and it could be Ace, you never know, you never know. But I do wonder if there is no sort of sabotager, and it was a whole ruse to sort of make someone eliminate someone from the game. You never know. This show keeps always throwing us for a loop. Now, there is some really interesting stuff going on in the garden this episode where Buffer is sort of, he grabs his broken ID core and forces himself to transform, but he can't hold the transformation and he keeps getting himself electrocuted. And when he transforms, he gets mollywopped by one of the Jymaros in the garden, and he gets kicked around so much that we get this weird reveal that we sort of see him standing on this cliff and there's a city in the background. Now, I'm guessing what one of these cities is that Buffer found in the garden is one of the areas or one of the districts that gets dragged into the Jymar game. And if our heroes are unable to save it, that garden gets destroyed. Not that garden, that city or that area gets destroyed and becomes part of the garden. So I wonder if that's what it's meant to be, because that's the only speculation I've got, because we haven't seen what happens when our heroes fail a game. So I'm guessing if they do fail a game, the area gets destroyed along with all the people, and then the city gets dragged along with it as well and becomes a part of the garden. So that's my only explanation as well. But it did give me Gaim vibes with the City of Ruins in Gaim, especially how the shot was sort of filmed, where Buffer was just standing over it and you sort of see the city covered in like sort of moss and jungle and stuff like that. So it makes me wonder if that used to be a place that our heroes or previous heroes failed to protect. So the ball game continues, and once again we have Kawa, who manages to save a bunch of people, save some kids, because that's his goal you see in the episode. He wants to protect people. He saves kids from being crushed by a building, and that gives him an upgrade with the jet and cannon boost. Now, earlier on in the episode, you did have Sparrow take away his ninja buckle because no one trusts him, but eventually Kawa does get a power-up by doing a secret mission. And as he gets this power-up, he sort of fights one of the Jyamar, and that's when he sees the polar bear guy in the gardener outfit that he grabbed at the start of the episode. The polar bear guy grabbed the polar bear Jyamar, grabbed at the start of the episode, and it throws him off. And in Sparrow's eyes, it looks like that he's not sort of doing the game, he's not playing, he's just sort of letting the enemy get the point. And Sparrow comes in, he attacks the Jyamar, Kawa tries to stop him, but Sparrow gets hit, and then for everyone else's eye, it looks like that Kawa sort of turned on Sparrow and attacked him. And that's sort of the cliffhanger we get in the episode, where it looks like our heroes might be losing this game and they've got to sort of catch up on points, and Kawa's got to explain himself to say why he's not the sabotager or the devastator in the game, or the disaster, whatever you want to call it, in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much Kamen Rider Geats episode 18. If I missed anything, tell me in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode, what you thought of the review, and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye. Thanks for watching.